Hi fashion lovers, welcome back to my channel. This is Fancy Stitches. To all my wonderful subscribers, you all are welcomed. Here in today's video tutorial, I will take you guys on a step-by-step process on how I made this stylish off-shoulder top with puffy sleeves that you see me wearing. Watch till the end to learn the easy process of making this beautiful peplum top. Subscribe to this channel, like, comment and share with friends. And if you have any question regarding to this tutorial, do well to drop it on the comment section. I will be there to attend to you. So let's get started. I went ahead to fold my fabric. Okay, I folded my fabric. On my fabric here is my chest line, my bust line and my half length line. Okay, so here I subtracted 5 inches to mark my chest line. Then down to my bust line is 10 inches and to my half length is 15.5 inch. Okay, then the next thing to do here is to take our shoulder measurement here at our chest line. Okay, so my shoulder measurement here is 16 inches divided by 2 is going to give me 8 inches. So I'll mark my 8 inches point here. I'm also going to mark for my armhole 3 inches point here. Okay, so I subtracted 5 inches as to mark my armhole length of 8 inches. Okay, can you see that? Then I'm going to curve for my armhole. Okay, then the next thing to do here is to take my nipple to nipple measurement. My nipple to nipple measurement here is 8 inches divided by 2 is going to give me 4 inches. So I'm going to mark 4 inches here. Then I'm also going to take it up here, okay, to my bust line. So here I'm going to create my dart legs. Okay, so coming over to my half length line, I'm going to take half an inch from both sides. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? I took half an inch from both sides. Then from my bust point I went down by 1 inch, which is this point. Then I'm going to connect it. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? Then the next thing to do here is to take our basic body measurement. So coming over to my bust line, my bust circumference of 35 inches divided by 4 is going to give me 8.8 inches, which is this point here. Then I'm also going to add 1.5 inch hemming allowance, which is here. Okay, so I'll connect it like this. Then down to my waistline or my half length line, I'm also going to take my waist circumference. So my waist circumference of 29 inches divided by 4 is going to give me 7.2 inches, which is here. Then I'm also going to add my hemming allowance plus my 1 inch dart space, okay, making it 2.5 inch. Okay, so I'll mark 2.5 inch here. Then I'll connect my points. Then for this bust here, I want my neckline to have a sweetheart neckline. Okay, so to my chest line here, I'm going to come down here by 1 inch. Then I'm going to connect it this way. Can you see what I'm doing? Then I'll go ahead now and cut this out. Okay, then I'll also go ahead and notch for my darts. Okay, this is where I'll be fixing my darts. Okay, so this is it for the front pattern of our bustier. Okay, can you see that? So guys, to draft for my back pattern, okay, what I'm going to do here, from my shoulder line or my chest line, I'm going to subtract 5 inches to take her half length. Okay, so for the back pattern, I'm also going to mark my 15.5 inch here. Then the next thing to do here, I'm going to take my shoulder measurement, okay, which is 8 inches. I'll mark my 8 inches point. Then I'm also going to take my armhole, okay, just the same way we did for the front pattern. I'm going to take my armhole for the back pattern. Then the next thing to do here is to take our basic body measurement, okay. So from shoulder to my bust, this is my bust point, okay. So my bust circumference is 35 inches divided by 4 is going to give me 8.8 inches, which is this point here. Then I'll add 1.5 inch hemming allowance, which is here, okay. Then down to my waistline, my waist circumference is 29 inches divided by 4 is going to give me 7.2 inches, which is this point here. Then I will also add 1.5 inch hemming allowance here, okay. Taking my dart is not necessary, so I'll go ahead to connect my point. Then after that, the next thing that we are going to do here is from my armhole line, which is this line here, I'm going to come in here by 1 inch, okay. Then I'll also repeat the same thing, the same step at my hemline or my waistline, 1 inch, okay. Then I'm going to get my midpoint here, okay. So the midpoint here is 5.2 inches, which is here, okay. At my midpoint, I'm going to go up by 1.5 inch, which is here. Then come down by 1.5 inch, which is here, making it a total of 3 inches, 3 inches space, okay. So I'm going to use my ruler to connect it. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm going to connect it like this. Then the same thing applies here. Can you see that? This is for our back pattern, okay. I'm going to cut this out. So guys, this is for my back pattern. I'll go ahead and cut out my lining, okay. To cut for my puffy sleeve, I'll be using this piece of fabric. So here I'll be folding my fabric as to cut out my puffy sleeve, okay. My fabric here on fold is, the length is 14 inches while the width is 20.5 inches, okay. Coming over to the shoulder hem of my puffy sleeve, okay, of my fabric here, I'm going to mark 5 inches here, okay. Remember, I'm going to hem the shoulder part of my puffy sleeve so that I can be able to attach my elastic, okay. I'm meant to subtract 5 inches as to mark my 8 inches point here, okay. But because I'm hemming the shoulder part of my puffy sleeve, I'll be adding 1.5 inch to this point, okay. I'm meant to mark 8 inches, but because I'm adding 1.5 inch, it's going to be 9.5 inch here, okay. So I'll go ahead and connect it to meet this point here, okay. Then coming over to the down hem of my fabric, okay, here I'm going to subtract 2 inches here, okay. I'll be subtracting 2 inches. Then I'm going to connect it like this, okay. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. So guys, this is it for my sleeve, okay, for my puffy sleeve. So I'll take this to my sewing machine now to hem the shoulder part, okay. This shoulder part, I'm going to hem it with 1.5 inch. Then attach my elastic. The same applies to the down hem of my puffy sleeve, okay. For my front pattern, I'm also gonna head to fix my lining. Then I also attach my darts. Okay, can you see the front of shoulder bustier pattern? Okay, for my peplum top, can you see that? Then for the back pattern, I use the same fabric to turn it up. Then you can see the other part. I've also gone ahead to attach my tie. For my back pattern tie, I use 30 inches for my length. Can you see that? Then I'm going to fix the tie to my back pattern. Okay, so I'll be turning this up like this. Then I'm going to insert my tie. Okay, my back pattern tie. Can you see what I'm doing? Then I'm going to take this now to my sewing machine and stitch up this part. Okay, that is what I did here. To create my front pattern gathered peplum flare for my off shoulder bustier for the front pattern, here I've went ahead to cut out a piece of fabric, and my fabric length here is 9 inches. Also, I've gone ahead to hem the down part of my fabric, and the width here is 45 inches. Okay, then I will take it to my sewing machine as to stitch up, as to create my gathers, pleated gathers, just the way you see me doing it here in this video. So guys, after making my pleats for my peplum, this is what I have. Okay, can you see that? Then here is the front pattern. Okay, my off shoulder front pattern. Then I'll be fixing it like this. Can you see what I'm doing? Here I'll be using my pins to pin it up, just the way you see me doing it here. Do well to hit on the subscription button, subscribe to this channel, like, comment and share with your friends. Okay, I'll take this to my sewing machine and stitch up this part. So guys, having done that, I've gone ahead to stitch it up. Can you see the back? I've gone ahead to stitch it up. Okay, then for the back pattern, this is for the back pattern. Okay, I've gone ahead to hem the both up and this down part. Okay, so I'll be fixing my elastic here, and the length of the elastic that I will be using here is 13.5 inch. Okay, to know the length of elastic that you are going to use, go ahead and divide your waist circumference by 2, then subtract about 1.5 inch or 2 inches. That's what I did to get my 13.5 inch elastic length. Okay, I also went ahead to insert my elastic just the way you see me doing it here. This will be for the back pattern of our peplum. Okay, having done that, the next thing to do here is to fix the back pattern. Okay, this is for my 2 back pattern. Okay, then I'll go ahead and fix it up like this. Then I'm going to use my pin to pin it up. So can you see that? This is for the back pattern. Okay, then the next thing to do here is to retake our basic body measurements. Okay, so here I'm going to retake my basic body measurements. Okay, so that I can be able to stitch up the side seam. Okay, for this back pattern. So coming over to my bust line. Okay, coming over to my bust line, my bust circumference, which is 35 inches divided by 2, is going to give me 17.5 inch. Okay, so I'm going to place my tape like this as to take 17.5 inch. So here is my 17.5 inch point. Okay, then I'll measure what I have here. So what I have here is 3 inches. Then I'm going to divide these 3 inches into 2 halves. Okay, so here I'm going to mark 1.5 inch here. Okay, then mark 1.5 inch here. Okay, then moving down to our waistline, our waist circumference here is 29 inches. Okay, divided by 2 here is going to give me 29 inches divided by 2 is going to give me 14.5 inch. Okay, 14.5 inch. So I'm going to take my 14.5 inch points. So this is 14.5 inch. Then I'll measure what I have here. So what I have here is 3 inches. Then I'm also going to divide it into 2 halves. Okay, so I'll mark 1.5 inch here and 1.5 inch here. Okay, so this is the area I'm going to stitch up. Okay, then I'll take this now to my sewing machine as to stitch it up. Then for the down part gathers, okay, this is for the down part gathers. Okay, can you see that? I'll also go ahead and attach it like this. So guys, this is it. Then I'm going to go ahead and stitch up. Okay, then also stitch up this part. So this is what you are going to have after stitching up. Okay, so I will be trimming out the little excesses that I have here. Then the next thing to do here is to fix my sleeve. Okay, and for my sleeve, I'm gonna head to hem the up shoulder part and the down part of my sleeve. Can you see that? Okay, then I'll be going ahead here to cut out my elastic. So for my elastic, I'll be making use for each puffy sleeve casing, which is this casing and the down casing, I'll be using 10 inches. Okay, so I'll be measuring 10 inches here. I also went ahead to insert my elastic just the way you see me doing it here in this video. Also do well to subscribe to this channel, like, comment and share with your friends. And if you have any question regarding to this tutorial, drop it on the comment section. I'll be there to attend to you. So guys, this is for my puffy sleeve. Okay, here is for the 2 puffy sleeve. Okay, so I'll be fixing this now to my peplum. Okay, can you see that? Then to my peplum here, what I'm going to do here is coming over to my off shoulder bustier part, which is this upper part. I'm going to take 2 inches from here. Okay, from both sides of my top. I'm going to take 2 inches here. Then I'm going to make a curve. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? So I'll be fixing my puffy sleeve this way. Okay, from my 2-inch marked point, which is here, I'm going to place it like this. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? I'm going to place it like this, then stitch up this part. After that, I'll trim out the excess. Okay, the same applies to the back pattern. The same applies to the other side of my bustier. So I'm going to do this now off camera. So guys, after fixing my puffy sleeve, this is what I have for my peplum top. Okay, so I'm going to trim out the excesses that I have here. So guys, this is it for my peplum. Okay, this is the back. Can see that the armhole for my puffy sleeve is matching. Can you see that? Then here is the back pattern. And finally guys, this is my end result. You can see how neat and beautiful my peplum off shoulder top came out. So neat and beautiful. Do well to hit on the subscription button, subscribe to this channel, like, comment and share with your friends. And if you have any question regarding to this tutorial, drop it on the comment section. I'll be there to attend to you. Thank you guys for watching and see you on my next video tutorial. Bye.